Hi guys, Kylie here with LatestWiiUGames, and welcome to some gameplay of the Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate Wii U demo. This is post-commentary guys because I wanted to concentrate obviously on talking to you guys rather than concentrating on the gameplay of the game. So as you can see, I'm going to fight Plesioth and I'm using the dual blades. So first of all, I want to talk a bit about the dual blades themselves. So I've noticed a lot of people commenting on the Facebook groups and forums and stuff like that, and the dual blades have actually gained quite a lot of attention. They seem to be the favoured weapon on Monster Hunter Ultimate, so a lot of people will be using dual blades, and I can see why. They are very overpowered and they are an excellent weapon choice. So let's talk a bit about the various things you can do with dual blades here. So obviously they are fast and agile. They do tend to have a lower attack stat, but because they are fast and agile, you do more damage over a period of time. They, however, have no block, so you need to be alert and you need to use your agility to your advantage to escape the attacking monsters. Now with dual blades, they have various different status effects like paralysis and sleep. And there are actually ones with two different elements on them, like I think you can get one with like, what is it, ice and maybe sleep or something like that. But anyway, there are different ones with different abilities on them, and obviously they have elemental status effects as well. So, there's a certain mode that you can enter with dual blades. Now, this mode has loads of different names. But for this video guys, I'm going to call it Demonization mode because that is what it's called on the wiki. And then also there's a special attack you can do which also has lots of different names, but again for this commentary I'm going to call that Devil's Dance. So first of all, let's talk about Devil's Dance. Now this special move can only be used once you've entered Demonization mode. And how you enter Demonization mode guys is you hit the R shoulder button and then your character will glow red, and that's when you can pull off, there we go, I'm doing it now. So that's Demonization mode, what I'm doing now, and that attack that I'm doing right now is called Devil's Dance. Now with Devil's Dance the damage is increased, sorry, I can't talk today, and you can't roll anymore. You do kind of like a fast dodge, which does deplete your stamina a little bit. However, while in Demonization mode, it doesn't cancel or overlap items such as Demon Drug and Dash Juice. So as a dual blade user, those items are your best friends, and I'll go into more detail about that shortly. Now, so, Demonization mode allows you to strike faster, deal more damage, and you can also resist wind pressure. So if you're against like Rathian or Rathalos, it does come in handy for resisting those annoying wind flaps or when they're flying past you and stuff like that. Also something to take note of guys, in Demonization mode, when you're pulling off that Devil's Dance ability, if you do the first strike as an affinity hit, so basically a critical hit, all the strikes in that Devil's Dance will also be affinity hits as well. So that is how OP this weapon is guys. So obviously if you've taken a Demon Drug and increased your attack even further, and then Demonization mode also increases your attack, and then you know, you're doing an affinity hit, you're just going to take off loads of damage, which is why this weapon is favoured over other weapons. So obviously in Demonization mode your stamina drains quite quickly, and this can leave you vulnerable if you can't dodge and stuff like that. So taking Dash Juice with you is really vital for a dual blade user, because obviously that stops your stamina bar from depleting and allows you to just keep chaining attacks together without your stamina depleting. Something also to take note of guys is there's now a bar beneath the weapon, which was introduced in Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. Now that bar will fill up when you're attacking the monster, and once it's fully filled up, your character will glow red and it will give you higher attack and also higher speed. So yes, all these things added up together, guys, does make the dual blades quite OP, to be honest. And I can see why a lot of people like this weapon. I personally really like the dual blades, and I will be maining longsword, dual blades and switch axe on this game, just because they are awesome. So now that I've spoke a bit about dual blades, let me talk a bit about the demo itself. A lot of things have changed on this demo compared to the full game. Obviously, you may have noticed some of the armours are high rank armours. The weapons all have sharpness that, well, some of the weapons have sharpness that they shouldn't have. They've kind of like fiddled with the demo to make it a bit easier for new players, but it's not a true representation of what the real game is like, guys, if you're playing this for the first time. The high rank armours and stuff should have skills activated, but we can't access those on the demo and check out what skills are there. I honestly feel like there are no skills activated on the demo whatsoever. Obviously certain weapons have been fiddled with. I don't know whether attacks have been increased or anything, or you know, the monsters have been fiddled with to make them weaker. Plesioth seems to act differently to the Japanese version of the game that I've played. For example, he'll stand still quite a bit. He didn't do that on the game, on the Japanese version. And he also spams his tailspin attack rather than his hip check. Now, for me, on the Japanese version, he more spammed his hip check than his tailspin. And like I said, he didn't stand around a lot either on the Japanese version. Something else that they've changed is when you go to the tundra, you don't need to take a hot drink, which will be in the full version, so don't be fooled, guys. When you go into the snowy region, you do need to take a hot drink to stop your stamina bar from depleting too quickly, and obviously your health from going down. Also, something to take note of is you'll notice that the stamina bar is the length of my health bar, because I did eat a piece of cooked meat earlier. However, if you eat another piece of cooked meat, for some reason your stamina bar will not increase any more than this. Now, in the full version of the game, you can get that stamina bar to go all the way to the edge of the screen, which I personally think they should have kept in the demo, because that additional stamina length would have meant that it would have been easier to dodge and stuff like that for people with the weapons, but I guess they didn't want people to be too overpowered. It depends really how much fiddling they've done with the monsters' stats and stuff like that, I guess. And something else they've also took out of the demo version, guys, is the monsters usually do a screech or scream, I guess, which can make you flinch and hold your ears. They've took that out, which I can understand because it wastes time, but that will be in the full version as well. I'm sure I've probably forgot a few other things that they've tweaked in this demo version, but off the top of my head I can't really remember what others they are. Oh yeah, and something else to take note of, guys, with the dual blades is your sharpness on your weapon will decrease a lot faster, so you want to take whetstones with you into the quests. So don't forget those, guys, because in some areas of the map you cannot gather whetstones and they're really hard to find, so just make sure if you're using dual blades that you do have those with you. So let's talk about the graphics of this. A lot of people have turned around and said, oh, it doesn't look very good on the Wii U. I disagree. I think this is the best looking Monster Hunter game to hit the UK and the US to date. I'd even go as far to say that it's better looking than Frontier on the PC. Considering it's a 3DS port, upscaled to 1080p, I think it looks really phenomenal on the Wii U. They have tweaked a few things and improved a few things as well. and it looks really great. I haven't noticed any frame rate issues when I've been playing, and considering I've been playing on component to film this, I'm actually filming this in 1080i, but obviously it gets converted to 1080p when it goes to YouTube, and with my video editing software. I haven't noticed any frame rate issues whatsoever. It's played completely smooth, not had any issues with it. It's been really, really great. Just can't wait to get the full version of the game. It's going to be excellent. Obviously, I will be bringing videos to LatestWiiUGames, and obviously my main channel, Gadget Girl Kylie, as well. So I'll probably just do multiple quests on my channel and on this channel with like the different weapons that I'm using. Like I said, I'm probably going to go with dual blades, longsword and switch axe, and also sword and shield on the rare occasion. But other than that, I might actually get into bow, but that could be later on. My thoughts on bow: it's a really, really great weapon. I've not really used it too much. I'm still getting the hang of it. I will try and bring some videos of me using the bow at some point before the main game comes out. But it's kind of broken with the new targeting system, because with the bow, like if you're using the camera lock on, which you could see me just using then when the red crosshair came up on the screen, if you're using that and you tap the lock on and then you press up on the analog stick, you can actually fire off really easy hits with the bow. So it's kind of broken. Like a lot of bow users have been complaining, saying that it's annoyed them because now there'll be loads of bow users and people saying that they're amazing with the bow and it's not really down to skill anymore and all that. Oh, that was nice then, laying those bombs. This was actually my first time fighting Plesioth with dual blades, recording this by the way. Because on my main channel, it was my brother fighting him with dual blades, which I recorded and we did joint commentary for. So this was my first time. It actually went really well, but about this point, I start getting a bit sloppy. I don't die at all in this video, by the way, but I did get a bit greedy with hits and I started to get hit a bit more by Plesioth. But considering how short this video is, I think I did really great against Plesioth with dual blades. I have to say that Plesioth looks a lot nicer out of the water than in. You can see that nice sheen on his scales, on his back. Oh yes, he does enjoy spamming that water beam move as well. There has actually been times I've fought him and he's done it like 4 times in a row. And I've not even been stood there either, so it's a bit weird. So, a question that did come up was, do I think dual blades are a good weapon to solo monsters with? Now, the answer is yes. I do think they're really good because they are that fast, and obviously with all the buffs you can get on them and items you can use to really boost them up, they are really great. If someone had have asked me that about Sword and Shield, I'd probably say no. I actually think Sword and Shield is best suited as like a support weapon in a group. But that's just my personal opinion, guys. Don't take that as fact or anything, because it's not. That's just how I feel about the weapon. I just find Sword and Shield to just be too weak. It does have the shield, obviously, allowing you to guard, which is great, but yeah. I'd say that the dual blades are great for beginners in that they are easy to use, the combos are easy to understand and everything. And if you don't mind putting the time in to get the demon drugs and the dash juices and all the other various different items you can utilise effectively with dual blades, then they are the weapon for you. However, they aren't necessary, you know, they just give you that added boost with the dual blades. So yeah. Controls. Yeah, I think the controls are really, really good. You have 3 options for controls on the Wii U version. You have the Wii U gamepad, Then you have the Controller Pro, or you can even use the Wii Remote with the old classic controller. Now, this may shock you, but I actually prefer using the Wii Remote with the old classic controller. And the reason for that is that if you check out the Pro Controller with the Wii U, I don't like the button positioning. The dodge button just seems really far away from the analog stick, and the buttons seem too far into the Controller Pro for my liking. So, for all these videos that I've filmed, I've been using the Wii Remote with the old classic controller. And I may try and practice a bit more with the Pro Controller, but I honestly feel like for me that I'll probably just stick to the old classic controller with the Wii Remote. And I also don't like using the Wii U gamepad with this game. I just find it too bulky to play with. So yeah, you've been watching Kylie with LatestWiiUGames. Don't forget to stay tuned, like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time, guys.